warm welcome to all of you joining us at Silverstone today as the grid begins to form up for what we hope will be another phenomenal race. It's time for the British Grand Prix. The 3.6-mile long Silverstone circuit is one of the longest of the season, with 18 corners in the current layout. With average lap speeds reaching around 145 miles per hour, it's also one of the quickest tracks of the year. Watch out for cars taking the right-handers of Abbey and of Copse flat out. Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting race. World champion Max Verstappen starts from pole position, and a very happy Carlos Sainz will start second. Considering the rest of the grid, we have Leclerc, Perez, and Sir Lewis Hamilton, and Fernando Alonso, Ocon, Tsunoda, Bottas, and Kevin Magnussen, Gasly, Mick Schumacher, Daniel Ricciardo, and Joe, Norris, Albon, Lance Stroll, and Sebastian Vettel. Latifi and George Russell ends our grid lineup. With preparations almost complete, let's head down to the track. Anthony Davidson joins me once again in the commentary box, and it's fantastic to have you with us here, but I'm curious, as a man with experience out on the track, how do you stop those pre-race nerves from becoming overwhelming when you're lining up on the grid?
Well, I imagine they'll be starting to feel the adrenaline as they anticipate the run down into turn one, a bit like preparing to go into battle. The unknown situation will bring nerves, but that's a good thing. It will keep them focused on the moment and on their surroundings as we build towards the start of the Grand Prix.
Hello guys and welcome back to the channel. Today we are here for our last question mark channel around Silverstone with George Russell in the Mercedes, of course, starting from the back of the grid. On mediums, as you can see, we're heading into the formation lap. Just gonna try and keep the tires nice and warm. Still getting used to the game, so I doubt we'll be able to get close to the Ferrari or Red Bulls. Heading to the end of the formation lap, we'll try and park the car properly, doing some burnouts to warm up the rears, and we get it purple, so that's already good. As now the lights come on, as we've got 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights for the British Grand Prix, and it is going to be lights out, and away we go as we get an okay start, short shifting to 5th gear to not lose the car. As you can see, we're going for a switchback through turn 1 and getting a very nice exit, almost hitting Latifi, and then that was Sebastian, I think. So we go for a massive lunge into turn 3, making up tons of positions. We're now alongside Mick Schumacher for P13. He does get better traction than us, so he gets back up ahead of us. See Zhou Guanyu and Pierre Gasly going side by side, giving us an opportunity to have a look around the outside of Mick Schumacher, but we went a bit wide as now Daniel Ricciardo is on our inside, but looks like we've got the better Mercedes engine and just about pull ahead as Schumacher's gonna dive bomb Gasly into Copse, and we're gonna use that and swing right past, although we're gonna be side by side heading into Maggots and Beckett's, but we make a clean move right round the outside of the German. So here we are then coming towards the end of lap number 2. Gasly trying to overtake Zhou Guanyu. So we're in the perfect watching seat here. Gasly gets a bad exit, so we're gonna go down the inside into the final chicane, round the outside for the right-hander. He's still there, so we've always got to leave a space. And now coming across the line, he does get a tighter line and he lets us through. So up into P12 now, but now we need to catch back up to Magnussen, and then especially, to Zhou Guan Yu, and then especially to Magnussen. As you can see, we're skipping forward in time. And yeah, so far so good. The car felt pretty good. I also did this because tomorrow I've got today, when I release today, I've got a pre-season social race at Silverstone, so it was practice too. You can see end of lap 3, we make light work of Zhou Guan Yu, and that's us up into P11. Now the gap ahead is 2 seconds, sorry. So we don't have DRS, so we need to push and try and catch up to their DRS range. As you can see, lap number 6, we've caught up to Kevin Magnussen. The other cars, a few cars already boxed for their one and only pit stop. We're again gonna make light work with Magnussen, who doesn't have DRS. So as we go down the inside into slow, not much he can do. He'll box on this lap anyway. Lewis is in 2, as we then skip to the end of lap number 8, where we will eventually come into the pits for a first set of softs. Okay, pit entry, not great. Now this is my first manual pit entry, so I'm guessing I failed because I didn't even know what button to press. As you can see, late, so between 3.0 and 3.3 second stop. We get a 3.2 second stop, not ideal, but because of that I will rejoin a bit further back than we could have. As past goes our teammate out of the pit lane. Our tires are extremely cold, so we had to warm them up on the straight, and then I didn't even see that Yuki Tsunoda was behind us, so he just got past. So I stuck behind him, warmed up the tires, and now we're gonna get past half a lap later. Once again into Stowe, down the inside, simple clean move. And yeah, then on the penultimate lap we caught up to Esteban Ocon, and that's a train with Hamilton, Alonso and a Red Bull and a Ferrari in it. So P3 is right up the road, but it's hard because we don't have any battery. So once again into Stowe, we make up position. This time it's Esteban Ocon, puts us up to P7. We got the fastest lap too, so that's an extra point for George Russell. Anyway, then heading on to the final lap, you can see the Ferrari and the Red Bull are going side by side, as they're still side by side in through turn 1. Just look at the amount of time we gain through there, as now Lewis is actually gonna go for a dashboard, and we get caught up on the curb and almost spin here, and that lets Esteban Ocon right through again. So now we're back down to P8, which is definitely not what we need if we want to close up anywhere. As you can see up ahead, now they're fighting 2 by 2 up ahead, the 2 Alpines, and Lewis and Checo, that is, going side by side as we try and get a good exit here, but we don't have any battery to use. I try to save a bit for the, is it the hangar straight? I think so, as Ocon actually tries and goes side by side. Now I did rejoin the track there before I overtook him, so you can say what you want. You can see little snap there as we go through Maggots, Beggots and Chapel for the final time in this race. We're half a second behind Alonso. Does Alonso go for a move on our teammate? No, he does not, but our teammate goes wide and we have a slight tap, somehow don't get damage, but then we're gonna go fake to the left, go to the right, round the outside of our teammates at the final chicane, come home in P6 with the fastest lap.
Okay, pick up rubber and bring it home. Well, they've done a brilliant job, I must say, under some intense pressure to take a well-earned victory here at the British Grand Prix. Talk to me, Ant. What was it that set them apart from the competition today?
Well, this was a real team victory. They put together a solid strategy today that appeared well suited to the conditions out on track. The driver did everything that was expected of them in the moment to really execute the team's plan to perfection. A shining example of how F1 really is a team sport.
Looking at the podium, you can see that red suit familiar to fans across the globe. A world-class win for a world-class team. Ferrari, do it again.